Hey there, everybody. Just out for some Friday night fun here. I want to do a short video about the DIY truck camper build, actually. I'm just out here in a parking lot at one of the nature sanctuary areas near Edmonton, but it's pretty busy here right now, so I think we'll go for a little walk and we'll see if it quiets down around here, and then we'll do a video later. If not, I did see another parking lot on the way out here that looked pretty quiet, so we might stop there and do our video of the back. So let's go check the area out here and see if we can find any cool birds. Here's kind of a map showing this place I'm at. I've been coming out here for quite a number of years. It's a really nice little walk. Kind of a boardwalk area. It goes along past the lake here, and as you can hear, there's all kinds of frogs in the background and lots of birds, especially at this time of year, being finally springtime. There's lots to see, so we'll go for a short walk around the big loop. It's coming to say hello. So the Edmonton area's got a few of these conservation areas around it, and they're largely based on like financial support from donations. So sometimes things, they kind of tend to fall apart, and it's all about having the resources and the funding, like I said. So unfortunately, this is closed today, but hopefully they can get it fixed up soon. But there's another platform further down. We'll go see if that one's open or not. Very nice evening, though. Kind of give you an idea of what we could possibly see here. Well, unfortunately, this one has seen better days as well. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. I'm assuming a person must have put all the sticks on there, maybe to try and get across, which I'm not going to try that, but yeah, it sure is nice out here this evening. Here comes some ducks flying across. Yes, very nice. We got some Larix lyricina here, also known as tamarack or larch. And these look really cool in the fall when they turn color, so might have to come back here again in like October-ish and I'll get a shot of these. But here's some information if you're curious about this species. Sorry about the sun. Alberta's provincial flower. I know the camera's a little crooked, it's kind of on the side of a hill right now. Anyway, the area we're in is called the Aspen Parkland, and it kind of dominates a lot of the central portion of Alberta. And yeah, you find a lot of these two species here. Aspen and balsam poplar are kind of the main species you'll find in this area, and then you'll have pockets of conifers like white spruce and tamarack and some other species. So super nice area of the province. It kind of borders along the prairies, grasslands, that kind of thing, but it's a very large area, and it really offers a lot of habitat and biodiversity, which is really important. So yeah, really enjoying this hike tonight. It's very calming out here. A little bit windy, but otherwise not too bad at all. Which way should we go? I think we'll go up this way because there's a neat little spot I want to show you guys. So birch is starting to get a little bit scarce in this area, unfortunately, but it's always nice to see a stand here and there of them surviving nicely. So yes, very nice little spot here with the birch. This is that little spot I was referring to earlier. Not a bad looking view out here, eh? This is kind of a quieter portion of the park, so it's nice and secluded, I guess you could say. I wonder which way I should go. Looks like somebody didn't listen and they went this way. I don't know. I found that funny that they had to tell you to go that way. These little leaves here are pink wintergreens. Pyrola acerifolia, I believe, if it hasn't changed. They have a really cool looking pink flower. And there seems to be quite a big patch of them here. So another thing I'll have to come back and check out when they start blooming. Very cool. It's tempting, but gotta respect the signs, of course. Sorry for my finger in the screen. Sun's setting behind the trees there. One last little look at paradise here. Okay, so after I left the conservation area, I drove around for another half an hour just trying to find a parking lot that was not only not busy, but also quiet, so there wasn't traffic noise in the background. And I just could not find anything good on my way home. So back at home base here, and gonna do a short tour of my truck camper build here. So I kind of want to emphasize that I built this out of a lot of scrap materials. I really didn't buy anything new, a little bit here and there, but you always see these videos of van lifers and truck builds that are big fancy things and look really expensive. But reality, if you got some scraps lying around, it's not that expensive. So we're gonna do kind of a tour of this, and I'll kind of show you what I've built here. So stay tuned. So this truck is a 2006 GMC Sierra 1500. It does have the V8 engine in it, which is pretty nice. This one's in really good shape, and I'll kind of tell you why that is. As you can see, I've got the paint all waxed up. Inside, it's got these nice cloth seats, which I actually really like, and they're not torn, which is very rare in these trucks. We have, let's see, 155, 892 kilometers, which, yeah, I know what you're thinking, is crazy low for this, and I'll explain that again in a second here. But it's an extended cab, so it's got the half back seat, which is kind of nice if you're carrying passengers. Sorry, it's a little bit dark, but there is a radio down here with a microphone, and that's just for if I'm out in the woods kind of thing and I want to communicate. This is a base model, so it doesn't really have much of anything fancy, but it's perfect for what I need. So that's kind of the interior. Like I said, the back seat, oh sorry, that's my inflatable kayak in the bag there. Quick walk around the front. And that's the rig. So this truck is relatively low mileage because it was a fleet vehicle originally, and it didn't really get used much later in its life. I have owned it for pretty close to 4 years now, and it's been really well maintained all its life actually. So that's kind of why it's got such low mileage. It's very rust free overall. You'd expect a lot of rust on the fenders and the rockers, if you know what I'm talking about, and this doesn't really have it, so it's in really good shape. So we'll do a little tour of the back here, and I'll kind of show you what's going on. Just kind of a broad overlook of the whole build here. One thing I should mention is I'm like 6'2", and this bed is a 6.5 foot, so I just barely fit laying down. If I was any taller, this probably wouldn't work. But this is also a high top canopy. Often you can just get them so that they're the same level as the cab, but this one was just perfect, I found. So yeah, we'll do a little bit of a dive inside and I'll show you what we got going on. Okay, so I've had this build for about 2 years now, and I really wanted to build something practical that works for solo camping, but you also kind of have a space inside if the weather's crap to do your food prep or just hang out. So starting at the back, what I've done with this tailgate, because obviously this isn't originally sealed, is I've just run like a sealer all the way around. You just get it at the hardware store and it sticks on. And then obviously the tailgate opens separate from the window, which is kind of nice. Here we've just kind of got some stuff hung up. This is just a dustpan and a broom. That's obviously scissors. This is a drawer that pops out, which is super handy for bigger items. It's mostly kind of just random stuff. This is my big camp stove in here. This is all spices, cutting board, other sorted things. This is like kind of the quick grab stuff, if you will. And then that's just latched because otherwise it'll pop open when you're moving. And then just a little thermometer, fire extinguisher is what I was trying to say, which is definitely old, but it's still in the green, so I think it still works. Probably should test that eventually. This is just kind of more storage for things. Usually I have stuff in these trays, but I haven't put them back in there yet. This is just more spices. And then this is the drain for the sink, which I will explain that a little bit more in a minute here. I also ran a strip of carpeting down the middle, just to make it feel a little more at home. And yeah, that's about it for the back here. I will hop in and kind of show you around inside. One other thing I forgot to mention is I have this extension cord here, which is kind of like if you have shore power in your RV, I can just plug this into an outlet if need be, and it runs up to the back there, and I'll show you kind of how that works in a second here. Okay, so I got my nice comfy bed here. This is actually a crib mattress, believe it or not, but it's perfectly the right length and size for what I needed. I've got, so the drawer that I was showing at the back extends to, sorry, like right about there somewhere. And then I've got two storage compartments underneath here. That one has got pots and pans in it. This one, here's the latch. Slide it open there. And that's just got like towels and blankets and that kind of stuff in it. Another thing I should mention is I've got these curtains going all the way around for every window. We custom cut those. The curtain rod is just a dowel, and it's just cut the length. This camper shell is kind of nice because it's got 3 windows that open. So this back one opens, and then the 2 sides, and the 2 side ones have screens on it, which is super handy as well. Next to the bed, this is just like a water jug you can get at the grocery store. That's my main water supply. This is like a little shelf to just put like books or something on. It does come off so you can get the jug out. Just like that. There is my Jackery, which has been super handy for the last couple of years that I've had it. This is kind of like the power center, if you will. Again, it's very rough. This is the plug for these lights that are running up at the top. And those are, I want to say those are from IKEA. And they work really good actually for this. That's where that extension cord comes out. And I can plug in devices or whatever. And if they're not plugged into the cord, then you just put the Jackery here if you're kind of off-gridding. And I do have a solar panel that attaches to this as well. So super handy. Moving along, I have installed a sink, which is super helpful for doing dishes or just piling dishes into if you're not feeling like dealing with them. This is just like just a regular pump you get off Amazon. Usually it goes on top of one of these jugs, but this one I've just mounted onto the cabinet. Power button here, and then that'll pump water out of this jug into the sink for us. That is rechargeable. So I just plug it into this power pack or into the extension cord if need be. It's a pretty big sink for this. I was trying to find a smaller sink, but this is kind of all I could find, but it works pretty good. This drain, there is a pipe that goes underneath this kitchen area, and that little spigot that I mentioned at the back there, you can open that and drain it into a bucket outside, and that's how it drains. Now the key with that is this has to be parked on a slant slightly, kind of like that, so that it actually drains that direction. But most of the places I've ever camped do have a bit of a slant, especially in campgrounds, so works pretty good. I've got a little bit of a prep spot here. I can use that little stove on here if need be, obviously making sure that I have windows open and things not hanging down in the way. I just put in this paper towel holder because I was sick of trying to find a place to put it. So that's kind of handy. And then this is just like a latch. See, it holds it on so it doesn't go flying when you're driving. So that works pretty good. Under the counter, we've got first cupboard. This is mostly just utensils and dish, like soap, dish soap, scrubbies, that kind of thing. A couple of mugs. So that's that one. Again, you know, I'm not a craftsman. This is just made of scraps, but looks pretty good. This cabinet down here has got some games and stuff in it, like cleaning type stuff. So that's what's in there. This big one is where I keep all the plates and cups and all that stuff. Again, I'm sorry it's kind of dark in there, but you kind of get the idea. Plastic wrap, bags, storage containers, that kind of stuff. This counter is removable as a separate piece. The reason why I did that is if I ever wanted to convert this back into a full-size mattress for any reason. So it's just got these latches all the way around, and then you just unhook the drain. I probably won't ever have to do that, but there's an option if I need it. This is kind of like my fridge. It's not powered. I do have a powered cooler if I decide to use it. I do have that available. This is just strapped down. I can't recall what size this is, but if somebody was interested, I could probably look it up and find out. And then this is my last cabinet. Again, just kind of random stuff. Not bad for storage though. Like, it actually worked out really well. I was pretty impressed. I had kind of a plan for this. I was also just kind of winging it. But I'm really happy with the result. And it works really good for what I need. So, yeah, that's about it for this. Yeah, I will hop out and see if I can think of anything else I want to mention. So I should mention that I don't daily drive this vehicle. It definitely eats a lot of gas. It's just the nature of it. V8 engine, you know what I mean. So I have another vehicle that I drive for work purposes, and it doesn't go through nearly as much gas. So this is just kind of the vacation vehicle, which is partly why the mileage is so low on it. So yeah, that's kind of the general idea with this camper build. Again, nothing crazy, mostly just scraps that were laying around. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to show that, you know, you don't have to spend fortunes to go camping. And even this is pretty elaborate. You could just literally set up a bed in the back of your car and you're good to go. But yeah, if you're kind of curious about where I got any of this stuff to build this, just let me know and I'll see if I can remember where I got it and point you in the right direction. So yeah, thanks for checking this one out. It was a fun little Friday night. Went out on a hike there and wanted to give you guys a tour of this. So, hopefully we'll be out doing some other adventurous type stuff over the next little while, and hopefully I'll get better at this camera work stuff as well. Kind of just learning as I go, so I'm enjoying it so far, so that's good. So thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you later in the next one.